Well, welcome, John Sunde. It's a roundup of week 5 of Heffron Park. And what a week. What an absolute perler. The wind blew in the wrong direction to what everybody was expecting, John.
It certainly did, didn't it, Crafty? And good to see you again after a little 1 week off, week 4 when we got washed out. And we almost didn't really get washed out on Tuesday night, but there was a threatening storm, but the wind was so strong and it was very dry and blew everything away. And so we started in clear and sunny conditions, but with this horrendous sort of 40 km/h gusting westerly wind blowing across the track. And I think one of your early predictions from a field of something like 105 starters that we would end up with no more than 40 riders.
And
And
how
you were
wrong.
wrong, Craft.
I was wrong. And I made that prediction on lap 3. I said no more than 40 will finish today. And how many finished, John?
41.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll take that on the chin with a bit of a smile on my face as well. The thing was, in the back straight, it was in the right-hand gutter, and in the front straight, in the left-hand gutter. People weren't used to that, eh?
Not at all. I don't know what they were doing in the left-hand gutter down the finishing straight, because they should have been in the right-hand gutter, or certainly A grade. Yeah, A grade weren't doing themselves any favors. But I thought that the signature sort of aspect of the race in those opening laps was the sheer number of riders that were pulling in after the second and third lap.
Yeah, it went ballistic on lap number 2 in A grade, and there were gaps all over the place. And the riders in the drop group per se were changing, and in the breakaways. And then you said something. A grade did not make it easy for themselves. They put it in the gutter every lap. We know that when the wind is strong, A grade have more chance of getting up, and that happened. But gee, they could have got up with 3, maybe even 4 to go had they just worked harder together.
Yeah, well, the old saying is, Crafty, smooth is fast.
Yeah, smooth is fast. You encourage everybody to do a bit of turn. You don't go into the last laps, everybody on their hands and knees. And that's pretty much what happened right across the field. It was B grade that caught C grade. I reckon they saw 6 to go and they were at the front when they caught C grade. So C grade were just hanging in there. C grade this year, they had the best head start they've ever had since I've been at Heffron. They started 10 seconds after B grade, and they still couldn't do it. What's going on in C grade?
Oh, I got a little bit of feedback from one of the C grade riders who messaged me yesterday, and he was right on the money. He says it's interesting that some of the sort of younger under 16 riders have come to Heffron this
Ben and
season.
Luke.
Well, there's a group of them. Certainly, Ben Coates got his third win again on Tuesday night. But feedback was the boys aren't really contributing to the outcome of the race to assist C grade. And what I'd like to suggest to them is they put in more of an effort to help the grade. So, the fitter, younger, stronger riders aren't really contributing to the cause.
To that, I'd say to pretty much everybody, there's 5 people on the podium, but there's only one winner of Heffron each week.
Indeed.
Yeah. So winning C grade ain't winning at Heffron. And if you can win at Heffron, John.
Yep. Well, ask Marcus Cooley that one.
Yeah, smashed it.
That?
Tour of Southland, stage 2. Nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Sure, bro.
Yeah. So John, look, as we said, A grade didn't make it easy for themselves, but they caught with just over 2 laps to go when Jesse Coyle, Ollie Penny, Jack Bennett, and a few others, Cridland, they made it into the bunch. Then the rest of A grade caught after that point. So everybody was together. The C graders were slowly being spat out very quickly, actually, towards that point in time, John.
Yeah, they were, and also quite a lot of B graders. In fact, I think it was about a lap and a half that those 5 A graders made the contact with the front group.
Definitely
And
prior to 2 to go, because it was when Arlen Vazarian was out by himself.
yeah, just a quick shout out to Arlen. Only his 4th race on a Tuesday night. We all know he's capable of riding strongly. He's slowly getting used to the course, and
doing really well.
but ballsy, gutsy effort to try and ride off in front of the bunch on the windiest night of the year, solo.
And as they came into the bell lap, it was Cridlin who started the sprint. Bennett came around on the right-hand side. It opened up for Tom Bolton. I'm going to show it to you a little later on, John. And then Bennett decided that the grass on the left-hand side was the best place to be. He went over and shut out Bolton.
Yeah, there was a bit of that going on, wasn't it? And in the I didn't actually see. I don't get a chance to watch the race, so I'm relying on your interpretation of it. But yeah, that was quite clear in the video as well.
So the way I saw it, and I was looking straight down the barrel, I actually read it wrong. I thought Jack had come from behind, stepped out on the right-hand side, hit the center of the road, and hooked left into Tom Bolton. When we show you the video, it wasn't exactly like that, but in my mind, I felt he should have been relegated. Now, I know you're going to go, oh, no, that's all fair in racing. And you're going to go, oh, anyone who wears sunscreen's a pussy, things along those lines. Look, Bolton, he had speed. I think he could have. I think if Bolton didn't get checked, he would have got a clear run of it and possibly got there.
Yeah, you can certainly see Tommy back off the power in that last 50
He stopped. He literally stopped. He put his hand in the air going, what the, he just.
A little bit of that going on.
Yeah. And you see Ollie Penny. Ollie Penny! How good was Ollie?
Well, I'm going to come out with it right now, and Ride of the Week, Ollie Penny.
Oh, that's like a touchdown on Australian Idol. Ollie Penny, he was behind Bolton. He cleared out and he was running. And had Jack been relegated, Ollie would have won Heffron.
He would have.
Okay, John, here we are with coming into 2 laps to go. These are the 5 riders that have now infiltrated B grade as we come into the straight, and that's definitely Jack Bennett. Gone.
So Jack's just following Jesse Coyle's wheel there. Jesse Coyle, massive turn down the straight, 2 to go. Look at Jack out of the saddle again, just to try and stay on turns. Then Jesse swings over to the left, puts it in the left-hand cutter. Look at the power he's laying down there.
That screen was for Gottman. Right in front of us is Arlen Vazarian. You can just see
going through the corner there.
Yeah, we've jumped forward now onto Bell Lap. Out of 2 to go. We're actually on Bell Lap now, and we are starting the run for home. Who's that going fast? Right, coming into the Squircle, John, and a few of them tried a bit of a jump.
Oh, that was I think that was Bonbon in the black and the
Right, and John, have a look on the left here in the grass. Someone's walking. Oh my God, they just got absolutely scared there.
Coming through. Yeah, okay, now, no worries.
Yeah. Now the lineup here is Jack Bennett. That is Crido in front of Bennett, I think.
Yes.
John.
Alex Scalia in front of him, just out of the saddle now.
Cupid going backwards.
That was McCupid. There's
now,
Tom Bolton on Jack's wheel.
Yeah, now we introduce Tom Bolton. He's nailed Jack's wheel, and we've got Ollie on Tom Bolton. So Alex Galea leads the way. Crido on his wheel, Jack Bennett, Tom Bolton. Behind him is Ollie Penny, and you're going to see Jesse Coyle as well. Right, that is hardly a pimple anymore. These A-graders are flying through the Bournemouth-Philly zone, and they're moving all right, John.
They certainly are. Just the power and speed, such a windy night. So impressive. Watch the power go down out of the tube.
keep it going, John. Bolton is big. Right now, you'd have to take Bolton's out of it because he lets Coyle
Yeah,
in.
because he's getting squeezed by Coyle. They're all on the left-hand side.
And now it opens, and Bennett goes to the centre.
To the right. Just sneak, look at that. Just sneak something good though. And Oates it out again. That's pretty smart racing actually by Jack.
Yep. I still err on the side of a bit too dangerous.
Yeah, it was close.
And John, this is the moment again. Jack jumps out, hits the centre, and that's it. It's gone. Like Bolton can't do anything about that.
No, he can't do anything. He can't go around him. It's all too late by then. But good chance for Tommy there. But it was only, Jack was in front of him and had you could say he had the right of way to a certain degree. But, like I said, good win.
Yeah, well, look, my opinion, and it like I know everybody's going to bag me out and say, "Oh, you get on there and sprint," and so forth. I don't. When you stop the forward movement of another rider deliberately in that manner.
Anyway, let's talk about some other riders and some other action. Bit of a shout out to Big Ben Glastonbury. Ben is very close to knocking on that A-grade door now. We've had 4 races. He's won 2 big grade, won 1 outright, and got second in the other. Another really solid effort by him. And what's impressive about Ben, he races that course to perfection. He does what he has to do during the race, but it's all about focusing on where he needs to be in those closing laps.
So, John, I know we've done Rider of the Week. I reckon we should have a guest next week for a third person's view. I'm thinking maybe a C grader, a woman's view, say Nicole Lowe, or another C grader, Alexis Calles. What do you reckon?
Yeah, either of them. Alexis has seen a lot of racing north of the Harbour Bridge and south of the Harbour Bridge.
But he very rarely sees the last 3 laps.
Well, he's seen the last 3 laps in the last few weeks.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, John, how about this? If people could leave a comment on the Facebook page or even the YouTube, we'll try and get, if someone makes a suggestion and that person agrees. Okay, John, finally, before we finish completely, we've got to do a massive shout out to our photographers who I'm going to add some photos throughout this podcast, vlog, or whatever I call it, whatever you call it. Shout out to the photographers, John.
Oh, very much so. It's incredible that when we first started racing all those 38 seasons ago, we'd turn up, about 30 of us, 10 in each grade, pay our $2, have a race, most probably have a quick argument after, go and have a beer and go home. And you would see the results in the results section the next day in the Daily Telegraph. But images, videos, those things just didn't exist. And now we have Simon Francis as our resident photographer and producer of the weekly, the Daily Tour, which is the nice glossy magazine. And then we have that phenomenal team of Victoria McNeil and Richard Scriven, who between them produce like something between them 300 images, sensational, incredible images. And just quickly, shout out to one of Victoria's subjects that she posted today was Spurge.
Okay.
Spurge is in the limelight again.
Yeah. You're the best bell ringer in the business. The king of Heffron. Hey, John, see you next Tuesday. Heffron Park.
See you then, Crafty.